Canada.
Waterhouse Stadium in London, Ontario, and our coverage of the World Championships. Now let's bring in the third member of our broadcast team tonight. He played on 5 Mann Cup winning lacrosse teams, and that would be Brian Shanahan, who's got some thoughts on what the coaches are talking about. Brian?
Thanks, Steve. I spoke to Canadian head coach Frank Nielsen, and he says this Aussie team always scares him. And there's a good reason for that. The last 2 times they met in the World Championships in the semifinals were both 1-goal games. He says he thinks the Aussies get up for Canada much the same way Canada gets up against the USA. I also spoke to Peter Brown, head coach of the Aussies. He says he feels his team is extremely fit, but they have to limit Canada's extra man advantages, and they want to limit Canada's fast breaks. They want to play 6-on-6. Back to you, Steve.
Well, once again, it will be a chess match, as field lacrosse often is. There are the starting lineups being introduced. The refereeing team tonight, Mike Infantino of the U.S., wearing number 34. Number 62 is Kentaro Shimizu of Japan. Number 50 is Philip Long of England. And the CBO tonight is Frank Davis, number 70 of the Iroquois Nationals. The weather, hot and humid, folks. The wind, 28 kilometers per hour. Is that a factor in field lacrosse?
Well, not so much. I mean, it's a little bit tough running against the wind if that's the case, but on this kind of a surface, it shouldn't be much of a factor at all.
And once again, the head official tonight is Mike Infantino of the United States. International representation, as you would expect, at the World Championships. The opening face-off.
Procedure, goal in the neutral zone, red ball.
And Jeff Snyder called on the opening face-off.
Well, right off the face-off, it's being in the called in the neutral zone. Here you see him stepping over the line in the neutral zone, and he can't be there, and so it's the Aussie went over the line, so the ball goes over to Canada.
Let's check once again with Brian Shanahan on the keys to the game.
Well, the keys for Canada is they have to stay out of penalty trouble. They got a lot of calls against them against the USA, and they have to be patient on defense because this Aussie team really takes their time on offense. As far as Australia goes, they're going to ride the ball. Basically, that means they're not going to let Canada clear the ball easily. They're going to contest it, and the Aussie style is take the time, wait for the good scoring opportunities, don't force it. Steve?
And speaking of penalties, Brian, it's the Aussies who pick up the first one of the game, so Canada go a man up.
Peter Inch in the box, a 1-minute personal for the illegal body check that we saw there, and so Canada gets an early opportunity.
There's the first shot of the game from Team Canada. Canada backing it up, so they retain possession. There's a shot from well out, and a save by Scott Garnsworthy in goal for the Aussies.
Well, good save right off the bat with the Aussies not clearing the ball, but a howitzer outside from gate, and a good look by the goalie to make a good save.
Make that Warren Brown in goal for the Aussies and not Garnsworthy. Garnsworthy played in 2 games so far for the Aussies.
And Garnsworthy was scheduled to start this game, so they made a late change on that. The starting lineups gave us Garnsworthy, and now just as they start the game, they've made the switch to Brown. So an interesting switch. Don't know what's happened there, maybe with Garnsworthy in the warm-up.
No change at the other end. It is Chris Sanderson in goal for Team Canada. Canadians with possession on the attack. John Grant passing to Gate. Gate racing after that ground ball, picks it up, retains possession, gets it to Grant.
Gate crashed through the advertising boards of the other side of the field after that, but says up and seems fine.
He's okay, he's back on his feet. Zwicky. Williams. Canadians setting up. We're in the opening quarter. Round robin action. Canada in the red against the Aussies in the yellow and green. Shot, save, and the Aussies clear. So the Aussies will come to the attack for the first time in this opening quarter. Stiglitz. That's Daniel Stiglitz. Plays it back to Russell Brown. Stiglitz. That's Daniel Persevitis.
Here we go, Vito! He's out.
And this is what the Australians do well.
They're notorious for this. They will take all day to the cage. They don't like to play the run and gun game with anybody, the USA or Canada. When they get possession, they will just simply run you around and run you around and run you around until you make a mistake. And if you make a mistake, they'll go to net, and then they're very effective.
Kim Delphs gives it to David Whiteman.
Here we go, goal line! Look at the feet! Top right, cracking it!
Aussies setting up. No score, opening quarter.
Hold it X!
Behind the net. And a shot that goes out of play. Did the Aussies back it up? Yes, they did. They had a man closest to the ball when it went out of play. They retained possession.
They know the possession is very valuable here. It's precious, and they take all day long to make their move to the net, as we'll see during the course of this game.
That's Brody Merrill doing his job with a long stick. A flag has gone up. We've got a penalty coming. There's a shot. And I believe Sanderson may have got a piece of that. The whistle blows, and we'll get the penalty call.
1-6/1 minute. I'll take it.
Brody Merrill.
Gets 1 minute for slashing behind the net, and an opportunity here. We see there's Brody getting the slash call, and then they get a great opportunity as the double team comes. The ball comes right in front, a naked chance, and what a great save by Chris Sanderson.
Sanderson has been solid in the Canadian goal. Brody Merrill will sit this one out as the Aussies will be a man up as they work it around, trying to get that Canadian box to collapse.
Looking inside. The pipe. Up here, Monty.
There's the shot, and it hit the side of the net. Shooter was in position, but couldn't find the net. And now Sanderson does a little work before he outlays.
They run a great little rotational extra man up opportunity here where they rotate against the ball, and then they get a nice little opportunity and a good angle. Tried to go to the short side, but Sanderson's hugged the post.
And now the Canadians come to the attack, looking for the first goal of the game.
Red is offside, it's goal ball.
Offside Canada.
Well, there you see, that's a midfielder's fault. Four long poles on the field, and one of them will go off for a midfielder on the midfielder instead of coming back on the defensive side, one on the offensive side, and they're offside.
That was Mundorf losing control of the ball. The teams are even strength as Sanderson goes long and finds his man. Here's a chance for Team Canada. There's the shot, and it's wide of the mark, but Team Canada backs it up.
Well, another good effort down the defensive end and a quick move up the field for the transition numbers. And here you see Stephen Hoare gets a really good look at the net and tries that tight shot and goes by the post. He had lots of room to shoot and lots of room to put it in.
He was going high right corner, but it's just wide of the mark. Team Canada with possession. Opening quarter, no score. Round robin action from the World Lacrosse Championships. John Grant looking for some room. Grant fakes the over-the-shoulder pass, still has it. Grant, neat little pass. Pass in the middle, and it goes off a stick, and the Aussies take control.
Well, there's an unforced error. That's what you don't want to do. You never want to give away the ball unless you've had a good opportunity at net, and that time a little bit of a forced pass through the middle goes astray and forces Canadians back on defense.
Well, so far in this championship, no surprise in the leading goal scorers. Grant is sitting in second place. Kesterman of Germany, who plays for one of the 16 teams playing in North London, is the leader. We've got a referee's timeout on the field.
Well, there's a bit of a discrepancy. The chief bench official has called an offside, but there really wasn't offside. The Aussies were onside, and that's what they're complaining about.
Call. Referee's there. It stays this way.
So a good call by the head official. He comes over, takes the time to straighten that out, and they get the call right. It will be Australia ball.
So the refs admitting they made a mistake. Might chalk that one up as a first.
That's what I tell them all the time.
And that coming from a former referee, Chris Hall.
Ball's back right. Look at the feet.
Aussies in possession. Looking for a chance to get the first goal of the game here. We're almost at the midway mark of the opening quarter. Still looking for the first goal. That's a little unusual in this game.
Well, it shows you the patience of the Aussies and the strength of the Aussies as well.
And there's a good move by the Canadian defense. They break it up and take possession. Team Canada on the attack. Shot saved by Warren Brown.
Oh, there we saw two long poles down the field. Stevie Toll ran the ball down, and then Taylor Ray.
End-to-end action, and a shot by the Aussies taken by Pusavitis, and he wasn't able to connect.
Well, a golden opportunity at the other end. Both Steve Toll and Taylor Ray long poles got caught downfield, and the Aussies were blazing fast in transition and just missed a naked chance.
Aussies with the ball. And here's that Canadian
Here's
chance.
Stevie Toll coming down with the ball. He's got great speed. He waits, looks, and then all of a sudden he finds his long pole mate, Taylor Ray, coming down. And Taylor Ray, a great save. Then the Aussies come back quickly in transition, and there's the pass in the crease, and it just goes off the end of his stick and goes out of bounds. The ball goes back to Australia. Great action.
That's what we wanted to see in all of these games, end-to-end stuff. That really sells the sport. And if you're new to field lacrosse, it can happen like that.
And now we get back to the patience of the Australians as they have possession, but unforced error on their own.
Garnsworthy looking for Nathan Stiglitz that time.
We got TV timeout. I'll take the ball. Thank you.
And we've got a TV timeout on the field, so we're going to take a break. We are. Welcome back to London, Ontario, and our coverage on CBC Country Canada of the World Lacrosse Championships. The Aussies in a scoreless tie with Team Canada. And we've got 9:53 remaining to play in the opening quarter. Team Canada with possession. Chris Sanderson has some options here. Well, he can go as far as he wants.
He can go all the way to the other end of the field if he likes, but they'll take their time to clear, looking for the 2-on-1 advantage when they get the ball out. So they take a little bit of time to sort themselves. They have one extra player here to clear, but the Australians will play a zone defense. 3 and 4 players at the midfield and the 2 attackers that are playing against 3 across. Well, the Canadians will try to find the 2-on-1. Now they come to the goalie and they'll have to throw the ball to the midfield, and they throw it away.
That was a giveaway on the part of Chris Sanderson. He had some choices, and that was not one of the better ones. The Aussies take over and will go into that stall offense. They will take their time.
Well, they'll be
set it up.
They'll be very happy with that ride. That's what they're looking for, is to take their time in the ride and then force the Canadians into making a bad pass. But probably a combination there of Chris Sanderson making not his best pass so far, and the midfielders or attack man not coming to the center line to help.
Brendan Mundorf, and there you see the story of the turnovers so far. Team Canada with 3. Frank Nielsen will not be happy. There's a shot off the crossbar. Boy, we've seen that a lot at these World Championships. That crossbar and post really coming into play.
The guy we talked about at the top of the show, Brendan Mundorf's got a cannon, and he showed you that right there.
This is Brody Merrill.
Here we're going to see a shot. Mundorf waits, cranks it, and right off the corner of the post. Good look.
Team Canada on the attack with possession. Still looking for the first goal of this game. Just over 7 minutes to play in the opening quarter.
And Proud and Ward with a little bit of a miscue. Uncharacteristic between those two. They have great big skills and great players, and just lack of concentration to throw the ball away. Another unforced error.
Could this be a little bit of a letdown from yesterday's loss to the United States, and they're having trouble getting up for this game against the Aussies?
I think that's clearly a probability, because we talked a little bit about it last night. We played such an intense game last night, going to play against the world champions, haven't lost a game in 38 attempts, and all of a sudden you lose a tough one, and now you've got to come back and psychologically be up for a very tough Australian team, and I think that's easily what's happening.
That's Robert Stark with the ball for the Aussies. Flag on the play. Josh Ardossi with the shot.
We'll take it.
And it looks as if it's going to Jim Moss for slashing.
Hold on.
Jim Moss
It's
going
a bounce pass. That's legal. Bounce pass is good. Okay? Here you go. Gold, you're here.
Jim Moss going to the
No,
bench.
Jude's on. Jude, no. Try to stay.
Here we go.
The penalty box for the 1 minute personal, and now the Australians will have a man up.
So we'll see what the Aussies can do with the man advantage. And again, that slow, deliberate setup, which they'll do at even strength. Brendan Mundorf, 8 goals in this championship so far. Russell Brown. Whiteman in the middle. Crashes a couple of defenders. Loose ball, ground ball. And Team Canada there to scoop it up. That's Brody Merrill. Another loose ball. And we get a whistle to stop play.
Well, Brody Merrill had a great opportunity, ran down the field, and had like John Grant Jr. standing in front of the net naked, and they just mishandled the pass between the two of them. And another great opportunity when the Australians had a man up.
Stay that side. Stay high side there.
John Grant behind his own net.
Watch your rolling side.
Being watched by Shepard. Huge advantage favor Team Canada in ground balls, 7-3, and that's a big part of this game.
It certainly is, but it shows the testament of what Canada's been doing so far. They're getting the ground balls, but then they're mishandling the ball and throwing it away, unforced errors, and giving the ball back to Australia.
Stop.
Grant still with it. Pass in front, shot, score! Colin Doyle! But they're waving no goal.
So the official called him in the crease, calling Colin Doyle.
Stop for some reason. He wants it.
Outside the net. So it may not have gone inside the net, it's on the outside. Well, it is on the outside. There you see the goalie picking it up and going out. So Doyle thought it was in. Here we get another look at it. Doyle goes the shot. Doyle thinks it's in. Brown says no, picks it out. You clearly see him picking the ball up with his hand there. And play resumes with the Aussies.
Good call by the officials. No goal. Colin Doyle thought he had one. But we're still scoreless with just over 4 minutes to play, opening quarter. The Aussies with possession as they move to the attack. John Tukarua gives it to Whiteman. Whiteman working his way down the right side, passes back into the middle. There's a shot, saved by Sanderson. He read that one well, saw it all the way. Not a lot of deception. Loose ball, another ground ball. The Canadians battling for it. They lead in this category. They win this one. There's the shot off the crossbar. Another shot, and it fails to connect. A wide open net.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe that ball did not go in the net. It's an unbelievable chance that the Canadians have missed here. Here we get a look at it. Look at the naked opportunity. There's nothing but ocean to put the ball in, and off the post it goes again. Oh my goodness, hey. That's hard to believe.
Scoring chances don't come much better than that, certainly in this game.
No.
Wide open net. Here's a chance for the Aussies, and Sanderson is right there. Scoops it up and then outlets down the right side.
Nathan Stiglitz had 2 great opportunities the last couple of times down the field and has been stymied by Sanderson.
Canadians with an opportunity. There's a shot and another miscue on the part of the Canadians. Warren Brown does well to cover up. Gary Gate on the far side looking for the ball.
I think Warren Brown might have got a piece of that. The stick fake. Zwicky in front there, 2 stick fakes, and Brown looked like he got a piece of that.
Cameron Shepard through to the middle. That is Tim Fry. Fry to Mundor. 4 goals versus England in the Aussie win there. Still no score. Just under 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter. We're at the TD Waterhouse Stadium on the campus of the University of Western Ontario. This is Blue Division round-robin action, Canada versus Australia. There's an easy shot handled by Chris Sanderson. He outlets up the middle to Taylor Ray.
Tim Fry with an uncharacteristic outside shot. You're right, playing catch with Chris Sanderson there.
There's a pass in the middle, shot scored! Stephen Hoare in the right place at the right time, and that time Team Canada makes no mistake.
Well, finally they break the ice, and here's an upgrade. Once again, the long poles leading the transition game. Pass goes to the wing, and a quick stick right in front to Hoare. He grabs it and backhands it in the net. You see Taylor Ray hits the ball over to Zwicky, who sees Orr in front, and Orr with a crosshand backhand puts it by Brown, and I say, finally, they get one by.
Less than a minute to play in the opening quarter, and the goose egg is broken by Team Canada. Stephen Hoare puts the team in red and black up 1-0. Only the second face-off of this game.
The Aussies stepped over the line before they were released. The defender stepped over the restraining line before the ball was released as it was coming towards them. So possession to Canada.
This is Jeff Snyder. He's a face-off wizard.
You see the hidden ball trick here.
There's a shot, and that hits the side of the net. A long outlet pass, and it's too long for the intended Aussie. And that is the whistle to end the opening quarter. Offense, as opposed to lack of offense from Team Canada.
Well, I think we saw that Canada had some great naked chances and didn't put the ball away. But I'd say the Aussies are tough, they're fit, they're strong, they're big, they're fast.
That's Inge against Snyder.
Possession!
Brody Merrill.
He was good.
Back to Snyder.
Yeah.
Gavin Prout. Brian Shanahan, what have you got?
I was just speaking to Tom Marichuk about Gary Gate. He's missing chances that we're not used to seeing him miss. And Marichuk says that Gary's got some stick issues. He's not happy with the way his stick is shooting right now. He's kind of floating his shots. I'm sure that will change along the way.
Brian, when you get a chance and you're talking to Marichuk, why don't you find out about his playing status? Is he going to be ready for the playoff games the Team Canada will face?
Absolutely, I'll talk to him.
Gavin Prout. Trying to set something up. Team Canada up 1-0. We're in the second quarter. Round robin action at the World Championships. Jordan Hall. Hall lays it off. There's a shot and a save by Warren Brown.
Well, great save by Brown again on a wonderful opportunity. Call to Gavin Prout, and we're going to see it again. They draw the slide. Here he goes, and Prout with a nice opportunity. You see Warren Brown coming right out the top of his crease to cut down the angle to give Prout not much to look at, and makes a good save.
Where's the ball?
Gary Gate talking about his sticks. the sticks are critical to the players, and the shooting string's not quite right, or the mesh is a little too tight. The ball won't come out exactly the way you want it to. And when they shoot as fine as they do, it's a big difference.
And the pockets in field lacrosse are a little deeper than they would be for the indoor game.
They are, but they still have rules that the top of the ball can't be any space between the top of the ball and the bottom of the wall, so there are limitations.
Mundorf passing out in front as the Aussies continue to work it around, looking for a shot.
Aussies had a quick man up there, 30-second technical offside, but the Canadians defend well again.
Boy, that's been a Canadian strength. This is Matt Vince, and we get a flag.
Well, the Australians are going to get called for at least a push in the defensive end.
Pass in front.
16.
And the whistle goes. We'll get the word on that flag.
Illegal body check, late hit, 1 minute.
And he gets a 1 minute personal for illegal body check. They were complaining it was a little bit of a bump, not much of a hit. We'll probably get a look at it here. Here we go. He just releases the ball. Oh, yeah, it was a good hit. Up high, cross check up in the head. So a good call by the officials. Canada gets a 1 minute
Phil, with you.
extra man offense.
So Wes Green will get a chance to think about that one and sit down for a while, take on some much needed water. Canadians with possession, a man up. John Grant Jr. Gary Gate. Here's a shot. Saved by the Aussie goaltender, Warren Brown. He's been sharp. Cameron Shepard comes up with it. And he goes to Tokarua. Tokarua has some running room. Still has it. He's gone a long way on a hot night.
And a beautiful running stride. He can handle the ball well. We talked about him earlier. Plays pro with the San Francisco Dragons in the Major Lacrosse League, and a good one. Having himself a little trouble right now and still got it.
Still has it, and now he loses it. That was simply a case of holding on too long.
And nobody coming to help him.
Here are the Canadians. Quick attack now. There's the shot, and it's wide of the mark, although Brown may have got just a piece of that.
And Gary Gate looking up to the heavens, knowing that he's missed yet another golden opportunity.
Most unusual for one of the great scorers in the game, Gary Gate.
Tried to go short side again and missed. Now he's looking at Hatfield. He's looking at his stick and trying to adjust it while we carry on.
Mundorf finds Russell Brown.
Here we go.
Brown to Kim Delfs, who has 5 goals and 2 assists in the championship so far.
Back left. Back right.
Gary's still trying to adjust his stick at the near sideline here, trying to adjust the shooting strings while he waits.
There's the shot. Sanderson perfectly placed to knock it high. It's a ground ball as the Aussies and Canadian battle for it. And it's awarded to the Aussies, who come into play very quickly. Here's a chance. Oh, and it's in. Will they give him a goal? Was he in the crease? Wes Green.
Yes, the referee says yes. And this is going to be great. This is a fantastic goal. He leaps in the air. He can't touch the goalie or make contact before the ball goes in. So it's very, very close. And Canadians, Chris Sanderson, yes, he hit me in the mouth. Then we get another look at it. Is the ball in before he get contact? It's always a variation of air gate, as we saw there, but executed by the Aussies, Wes Green. It was really a result of a quick. Here we go, one more look at it. And that's very, very close. Whether the ball was in before contact was made, hard to tell. But the goal was created by a quick whistle down at the other end when they put the ball in play, and probably the Canadian defender napping, and that's what gave Wes Green the avenue to the net.
And that was a move that was patented by Canada's Gary Gate.
Absolutely. His name, Air Gate, is on that kind of a shot.
Snyder with the shot, Brown with the save. And Team Australia get possession. They come to the attack. Shot, and it's wide. But the Aussies are there to back it up.
So while Gary Gates trying to fix his stick at the other end, they're using his moves at the other one.
Back left. Now you're coming.
Here we get one more look. Here is it. Stepping on the line, but he's stepping on the line with which his foot is in the crease, so even the issue of contact was probably a non-issue. As soon as you put your foot on the crease, you're in the crease and it's a turnover.
Jim Moss plays it back to Chris Sanderson. Sanderson being watched. Outlets to Moss. Moss, lots of room down the right side. Big Jim Moss, they call him the X.
Warms up with a hickory pole, but still not using it yet, still using their titanium.
Colin Doyle for John Grant Jr. Jr. behind the net. Backhand shot scores! What a beauty!
Oh, and there's John Grant Jr. at his best. He faked the backhand first. He got the defender right where he wanted him, right on his back, and then he faked the backhand. Matt Brown didn't bite on it originally, but then he didn't expect him to throw it again. Here you see he was going to get himself, so he gets himself in a position where he's on his back, then he fakes the backhand, and Brown drops his stick a little bit and then didn't expect it. He throws it again, and you see Brown going, oh no, I didn't think he was going to do that twice.
And it was that little dip, that little fake that bought him some time.
Absolutely. Great shot. There it is. Once. Now the goalie thinks he's not going to do it again. Look at him. He's going, oh, I should have had that. I didn't know he was going to do that twice.
And Shepard didn't know which way to go.
No.
Face-off between Snyder and Peter Inge. Face-offs, so important in outdoor lacrosse. Now this time the Aussies come up with possession and then almost throw it away, but they still hang on. Wes Green has the goal, passes in front, saved by Sanderson. And it's a ground ball scooped up by Gavin Prout.
A spectacular save by Sanderson and make a chance by Garnsworthy.
John Grant Jr. flips it to Doyle. Doyle has some room.
They're playing the hidden ball trick there again. It's the second time they've tried it, but the Australians don't bite. And Colin Doyle fakes like he's had it, but the ball's still up top.
Flag is up.
Goal, 2-4/1 minute.
Eugene Desmond heads to the box for the Australians. Will be down 1 minute personal for slashing. So Canada with the extra man opportunity again.
Zawicki is out there for Team Canada. There's the shot and the save by Brown. Zwicky got something on it, but Brown was in the right place at the right time. The Aussies shot that's wide, but they managed to back it up and they'll retain possession.
And good pursuit by the Canadian defenders there, chasing all the way down the field and finally caught him just to get a stick on that shot. Good effort.
Double here. We can double here.
2-1, Team Canada leading. Less than 10 minutes remaining to play in this second quarter. A shot, and again, Sanderson reads it well. Brody Merrill breaking down the right wing. Merrill being watched by Tim Fry. Pass into the middle, finds Prout. Prout shot, scores!
Oh, good pass from Prout to Williams here. This is just good quick stick action. Prout gets the ball up top, and Williams just slides up into the hole. Prout finds him, and Williams puts it away. Here you see Prout. Williams slides up into the hole between the defenders and goes far side. A great effort by Williams here in just finding space for the pass from Prout.
Second goal of the tournament for Sean Williams, and Canada's lead is 3-1 over the Aussies, leading Australia by a count of 3-1. The draw again between Peter Inge and Snyder.
Possession!
This time, Team Australia get it.
Inge has been doing a good job so far against Snyder.
Another ground ball gobbled up by Team Canada. Ryan Marshall breaking down the right side. Marshall to Gate, behind the net to John Grant. Zwicky. So it's Zwicky, Grant, and Gate, the attack men for Canada. Stephen Hoare with possession. Billy D. Smith leaves it for Hoare.
Canadians been using up to 3 midfields throughout the tournament. May start to shorten that as we progress towards the medal round.
Billy D. Smith, a chance here, a little bit of space.
And goal.
It's a goal. Billy D. Smith, there was hesitation on the part of the referee indicating goal, but it's Billy D. Smith who makes it 4-1.
Well, Billy D just a straight bull dodge down the outside, puts the stick in his left hand. Here you catch him, he gets his hips in front, then lifts his stick and gets a nice look in the net. He's got great speed and a great first quick step, and he got that one away. And the referee is probably, as Billy D was getting to the net and there's going to be an imminent scoring chance, the officials who's on the goal line extended needs to move close. I think he was just a bit too far out there and couldn't tell whether the ball went in or not. Finally got there to see it went in.
Snyder and Inge again on the face-off. 3 of the 4 Canadian goals have come from the midfielders, the middies.
Which is, you know, uncharacteristic. And if we look so far, I mean, that was one of the problem areas for the Canadians. They haven't been able to score a lot from the midfield. It's all been coming from the attack, so this will be welcome.
Australia with possession and go to the attack, looking for their second goal of the game. They're down by 3 with just over 7 minutes to play in the second quarter. Robert Stark. Stark turns his man around, gets some space. Stark with the shot, scores!
Wow. See this little miscommunication. Tom Ferry gets beat a little bit. The Canadian defense gets running around, and Stark looked like he was going to stop and pull it out, and the floodgates open. And you see, look for the pass over there, and the Canadian long poles bite on the pass, and he just goes straight to the net for an easy shot. Not much of a chance for Chris Sanderson on that one. Robert Stark, backup draw man for the Australians when Peter Inge isn't in there, and gets himself a good goal.
And he can't stop smiling. Second goal for the Aussies. They're down by 2, 4-2. Just over 6 minutes to play in the second quarter. This has been a much faster paced game than the one yesterday that Team Canada lost to the United States 13-12. Ton of penalties in that one, 22-15 to Team Canada.
And a number of water breaks every 5 minutes too, which really slowed the pace of the game down. This is much better pace.
The Aussies with possession, another scoring chance, and the Aussie dumped in front, but they recover and score again. A third goal.
Well, David Whiteman takes some punishment here. He's getting to the net, the ball goes down loose, and it looks like Nathan Stiglitz is the one that picks it up. Here's Whiteman going to the cage, gets nailed. The ball pops down, and the long poles look around for it, and it just falls right into the stick of Stiglitz and puts it by Sanderson, far corner low with a bounce shot. The Aussies back in it, 4-3.
Great net cam angle showing you what Sanderson has to deal with. That's a big cage, folks. 6 by 6, not too forgiving.
Well, players get in that close. You're right. The goalie is. It's almost like the penalty shootout in soccer. You're almost guessing at that point.
Let's eavesdrop.
I want to hear from you guys. Come here.
See if we can pick up what Frank Nielsen is telling the Team Canada.
If we don't pick the ball up center, if Snyder doesn't get it, we're doing a terrible job on the wings. We're not helping out. Snyder, if you don't get it, you got to pick up the loose ball. You got to just not stand there. You got to go after the fucking loose ball that I want it. Right? Back on defense, we're spreading out way too much when these guys are running at us. Let's pinch it back in, get back into the tight, right? These guys are pulling it out. They're winning all the draws now. So we've got to start thinking defense on the floor, on the line. If you don't think defense, they're fucking transition. They just got 2 goals in less than a minute. Right? Guys, that's bullshit. We're too good for that. We're too good for that.
All 3 goals have been unsettled. Everybody's out there. We're trying to strip. We're antsy. Just get back in the hole. Play the 6-on-6D. We'll score on the offense.
You can't get much luckier than those 2 goals.
Here we go, boys. We know. We're better than that. We're better.
Well, coaching staff Canada obviously talking about three key things there. If Snyder's losing the draw, and then that hasn't happened so far in this tournament, Peter Inge doing a good job. They're telling Jeff that if he loses, he's got to get up and pursue the loose ball.
Okay, here's Brian Shanahan with a weather update. Brian?
Well, the clouds are looking pretty ominous down here. If there is lightning, the play will be suspended for 10 minutes. If we go 10 minutes without any further lightning, the play will resume. Steve?
And that's our resident meteorologist, Brian Shanahan, on the sidelines.
Don't get up.
Well, I don't know, Steve. I'm looking around down here. I think we're sitting on a bit of a lightning rod ourselves atop the...
No kidding. Snyder wins the draw. He's got some room. Passes up. Shot. And a goal. Gary Gates.
Wow, that's exactly what they were talking about. At the timeout, talked about Snyder. Snyder, if you're not winning it, you know, you got to pursue after the loose ball. But this time he seems to wins it clean right from the draw, and this creates the numbers. Here we're going to get a look at it. Snyder pops it out, picks it up. Now he's got the 4-on-3 game happening. And here the attack know exactly what to do. One side to the other side in the empty net. Great shot of the goal. Here you see Snyder picking it up absolutely cleanly, what we've been watching so far in this tournament. The Aussies in a triangle trying to rotate to get there. They don't get down quickly enough. Cam Shepard can't get there with a long pull to stop Gate, and Gary pops it in the corner. And he looks happy about it finally. He goes, I've got the monkey off my bat, I think.
The man who has won everything in lacrosse except a world title gives Canada a goal there. 6 goals and 2 assists coming into this game against Team Australia. The Aussies with possession. But they're paying a big price from the Canadian defenders when they do get possession. Matt Vince to Sanderson. Sanderson back to Vince.
Here we're seeing a shot of the watching the hit. Here we get it right here.
I hear you.
Oh,
I hear you.
solid body check.
If you're going to have possession, you're going to pay the price. We saw the Canadians do that against the Iroquois nation very effectively. Jordan Hall for Team Canada. Canadians leading by 2, 5-3, late in the second quarter in this round-robin game.
You see the Wiki, Prout, Hall, Ward midfield. Another one of the 3 midfields that Canada's been running so far.
And this is Ward. Ward gets the shot away, but it's wide. Canada back it up and retain possession.
Ryan Ward from Victoria, BC, Man Cup winner last year with the Victoria Shamrocks, a graduate of Butler University in Indianapolis, plays for the Minnesota Swarm with the National Lacrosse League.
Jordan Hall. Hall trying to slide, get away from his man. Finds John Grant Jr. Gate. Gate, can he get the shot away? Does! Nifty move behind the back, bingo!
Well, this is vintage Gary Gate here. He gets a shorter defender on him, even though it's a long pole. It beats Nyberg, but Gate uses his height and strength here and just literally pushes him out of the way, gets in front and backhands it by Brown. Here you go. See, he just literally outpowers him. Just right by him underneath in front, and easy goal for Gary Gate. Strength and size and speed.
And you can see Warren Brown following Gate on the forehand, not anticipating the backhand.
Exactly.
Can't get back quick enough.
Can't turn his stick back to get over. Attackers will always try to shoot away from where the goalie's sticking. Matt Brown, a right-hander there, and you see Gary Gate fake to make Matt hold his stick on the right-hand side and then comes back the other way, and Brown just couldn't rotate his stick quickly enough to get it.
Aussies awarded the ball on the face-off. Snyder called for the infraction. The Aussies on the attack, down by 3. Just over a minute to play, second quarter.
Switch! Shut him sides! Shut him sides! Ball's X!
That's the voice of Chris Sanderson barking out the commands.
Telling the balls at X, which is the point directly behind the goal. Telling when to switch.
This is Stark being watched by a long pole. Belonging to Jim Moss.
Right here. Slide. Slide. Oh, fuck. Here we come. Time to come.
There's a shot well wide of the mark, but 3 Aussies are there to back it up. They retain possession.
Let Tommy play.
Nicholas. Nicholas with the shot. And the play is blown down.
Looks like we have timeout Australia being called by the bench, the chief bench official, it looks like.
I'll take the ball. Thank you.
Only seconds remaining to play in the opening half. Here in London, Ontario, in this round-robin game between Team Canada with a 6-3 lead on the Aussies.
Yeah, the Aussies.
Welcome back to London, Ontario, and our coverage on CBC Country Canada of the World Lacrosse Championships. Team Canada up by 3. We're in the dying seconds of the second quarter. Gary Gait, who's won it all over the years. He's 39 years of age, began playing in Victoria, won a Minto Cup, a Mann Cup. He's won an outdoor title and an indoor title. And an indoor title as a coach. He has the Midas touch. The Aussies, with just a few seconds, Team Canada awarded possession after that Australian shot. And there goes the final whistle to end the opening half of play in this round-robin game between Team Canada and the Aussies. They go to the room with the Canadians up by 3, 6-3. Well-deserved break for Gary Gait. He has a couple of Canada's goal. They lead Australia by a count of 6-3.
Gary Gait bowls his way in. Underhand shot. Score! Gary Gait!
To compete and be a true sportsman out there and to have the ball on your stick and have the chance to make a difference. That's it's thrilling, and there's nothing else like that.
For Gary Gait and his brother Paul, the game of lacrosse has been a lifelong passion. They played together and against each other, and they both agree there's something in the genes.
You know, as identical twins, we did everything. We had the same clothes, went to the same places, had all the same experiences. So growing up playing lacrosse together, we knew young that you know, we fit well together playing together. You know, we're lacrosse brothers.
The Gait brothers revolutionized the sport. Together they created innovative moves like never seen before.
I really think that move, the air gate move, really has become a symbol of a style of play. It was just having a coach at Syracuse that gave us the freedom to play and enjoy and explore the game and have a lot of fun. And that came from hours before practice, after practice, with my brother, with our friends, teammates, just having a great time, trying to, you know, be creative and make the game a lot more fun. I think we need to be disciplined, and we need to give up the ball. We need to be disciplined enough to do what the coaches are asking us. This guy's gonna come here. This guy's 2 options, 3 options. What are they? Shoot, hit there, or roll back. Everybody has to have their role and know their job, and it really comes from the head coach down. And my job, I think, is to lead on the field and try and get everybody on the same page and, you know, bond us. Well, I hope I always give back. I love working with the kids. I'm trying to give back to the game, and I love it because my job is in the game of lacrosse, and there's nothing better to have the opportunity to try and help grow it and take it to the next level. I just hope that people look back and say, there's a guy that played for the love of the game and competed hard and just truly enjoyed being a lacrosse player.
Second half of play, and it'll be Snyder against Inge. And a ground ball picked up by the Aussies. Here's a chance. Shot, goal! Right off the opening faceoff to begin this second half. It is Daniel Stiglitz putting the Aussies within 2 of Team Canada.
Well, here we're going to see the opposite of what Snyder did last half. The Aussies come in and pick up a quick ground ball at the face-off. Marquardt gets it over to Stiglitz, and it's an easy transition goal right off the opening whistle for Australia, and almost a carbon copy of what we watched at close to the end of the first half with Gates' goal.
That might be a bit of a wake-up call for the Canadians.
Well, they talked about not getting beaten transition.
Well, let's quickly go down to Brian Shanahan, who talked to Peter Brown of Australia at the break.
Yes, I did, and Peter Brown said he was frustrated that his team wasn't cashing in on their opportunities, but he said that Canada must feel the same way. I asked him if that was bad shooting or good goaltending, and he said it was a combination of both. He also wants to take away Canada's transition, play more 6-on-6, but I bet he was happy about that last opportunity. They cashed in pretty good.
Stephen Hoare working against Inge. Hoare going behind the net. Pass in front, save by Warren Brown. And the Aussies get possession.
Face-offs up to half, and this has been unusual for Canadians so far. Australia was 5 for 11, Canada was 6 for 11, so almost 50-50 at the face-off circle.
Peter Inge for the Aussies as they slow it down with possession. Stiglitz. Persevitis finds Nathan Stiglitz. There's a shot, saved by Sanderson. Brody Merrill brings it out for Team Canada. They're up by 2, 6-4. We're in the third quarter. Shot from the long pole, and an easy pick-off by Brown. Taylor Ray getting the shot.
Once again, Taylor Ray and Brody Merrill, both long poles coming down the field, not afraid. Here we're going to see Taylor Ray again on unloading the shot. Looks like nailed to the top corner, and good save by Matt Brown. A good shot by Taylor Ray.
Aussies with possession. Persevitis gets around his man, can't get the shot away. Matt Vince looking at him. Persevitis finds Kim Delphs. Delphs try to set something up. Tokarua to the X position. Pass in front, and there's a loose ball. But the Aussies are there to pick up the ground ball. This is something Canada did very easily in the opening half, but the Aussies in the opening moments of this second half have been first to the ground balls.
They have in there, the Australian player just bumped over the line, and the ball gets offside, and the ball's awarded to Canada.
Gavin Prout took a stick to the helmet there. Prout sets up the Canadians in the attack position. Jordan Hall.
Yep.
Gary, John Grant Jr.
To the head on the replay here, right in the face mask. Should have been a penalty.
And that's a Canadian goal.
2-4.
John Grant Jr. walking in and doing what only he seems to be able to do, using his size and experience to beat Warren Brown.
Well, Junior once again just lines up the long pole. There's a little bit of a size mismatch again, height-wise. He gets his shoulders in front of him. And once again, we saw this in an earlier game. He's behind what we call goal line extended and just reaches back around the stick. Here you see it. How does he tuck that one in? That's marvelous. Got a little bit of a curve on it as he bounced it in the corner.
And again, a late call from the official, and I don't think the official thought that Grant could score from that angle. He was so deep.
Well, he was well behind the goal there.
Team Canada up by 3, 7-4. Just under 15 minutes gone in the third quarter. Stiglitz into the middle for Stark, and then Stark goes down the left side to Persevitis. Darren Nicholas. The Aussies struck early in the third quarter, but the Canadians have come back. Nicholas finds Stiglitz. Stark as one of the Aussie goals. Goes to Russell Brown. Brown turns on the speed a bit. Comes in, loses the ball. And that's a ground ball, and Brody Merrill picks it up. But the Aussies, tenacious, get possession again and stay on attack. Brown. Stiglitz. Robert Stark. Back to Stiglitz. Stiglitz can't get the shot away. Canadian defenders all over him, and they come up with the ball, but the whistle is blown.
Play on call there, and a hold on a loose ball against Canada, and then when possession was, whistle was dead, he called it and rewards it to Australia.
Aussies stay on the attack, down by 3, 7-4 in the third quarter. Pass in front, shot, goal! Nathan Stiglitz.
Here's a Darren Nichols passes, wait for Stiglitz. Nichols cutting from behind the net. Stiglitz just cutting right down the middle. There you see ball behind with Nichols. There you see Stiglitz, and low shot down between the legs of Sanderson. Here's the other look, down low, bounce shot between the legs. Here's Nicholas, the pass. Taylor Ray getting behind Stiglitz there.
Canadians come back quickly on the attack and score!
Well, Jeff Snyder once again, right off the face-off. Those goals are killers. They're great. The Canadians will be happy with that. You give up one at the other end with a little bit of a defensive mistake. Snyder comes out, just picks the ball right up there. You see him? Inge is caught, doesn't know where he is. There's no triangle defense set up in time by the Australians, and Snyder walks in all alone on Brown.
Snyder can't believe he's got that much running room. Nobody has come towards him, so he says, why not? Go all the way. Let's see if he can do it again.
There's usually a point man that's supposed to be there in the triangle to stop that, but the point man never got there, and he just walked right down the middle.
That time, Snyder losing the face-off. He may be tired, but the Canadians scoop up yet another ground ball and go on the attack. Jim Moss, but he loses it and breaks his stick. Moss has to go off and get another stick. The Canadians coming back in defense, but the whistle is blown.
Well, there's a flag down right there. There's a broken stick, and that's not the issue, but Jim Moss is going to get called for the slash. I think the official from England, Philip Long, that if that stick's broken, it must be a penalty. So here you see it. The stick breaks, and Moss will go out for 1 minute for slashing.
Right there. Phil, your restart. Guitar.
Just over 11 minutes gone, third
Guitar.
quarter.
Give him
Team
the ball.
Canada
Give him the
leading
ball.
by 3 as Jim Moss will spend some time.
That one goes off.
You can't play with broken equipment. If you break your equipment, you got to put out and you leave the field immediately. Somebody else comes on, the substitute comes on
Okay,
for
goalie.
you.
Goalie, see it, top left.
And then you see the official didn't drop the flag because it was a defensive area. He'll carry it to the offensive area. But in the end, Moss in the box.
So the Aussies go to the attack. Stiglitz to Brown. Brown gets it back. Over to Stiglitz. There's the shot. Saved by Sanderson. Loose ball scooped up by the Canadians. That was Brody Merrill getting that one. Now Canada on the attack.
Cut him off! Tight set, we got a minute.
Canadians trying to kill some time here. Andy Turner with possession.
And this is the Doyle-Williams-Turner midfield line, the third of the 3 midfield lines that Canada's using.
Still time remaining in the penalties, so the Canadians just content to maintain possession and not go deep into the attack zone. Colin Doyle to Turner. Now the teams are at even strength.
Push behind, push behind. 2-4.
Fakes the pass. John Grant.
Ball's the left. Who's the one?
Grant still has it.
Wait, Russ, wait. Crease.
Plays it to Gate. Gate gets a backhand shot. And Warren Brown is there to make the save, but the flag is thrown.
A flag was thrown away from the play. There's a technical foul in the middle.
We'll sort that out when we come back. Team Canada up by 3 here in London, Ontario. Talk about a two-man gang, John Grant Jr. and Jeff Zwicky.
23 goals combined so far, and the rest of the Canadian team has 26 goals combined. But really, you know, it's not that unusual because you figure there's 3 midfield lines at play. They take a third of the time, but the attack is out there all the time. So they're most likely going to get the vast majority of the goals, including the man up.
Whiteman is off, and Canada is a man up on attack. And there was a pass that goes awry. The Aussies will take possession in their own zone.
Not a good opportunity there. Not a good chance by the Canadians, and they'd like to have that back. Not a good shot on goal after a timeout. Lots of time to decide what they're going to do. Whiteman was sent off for interfering in front of the net for 30 seconds. You can't touch players without the ball when they're running around the goal or in front of the goal, and that's what he got called for, the 30-second technical.
Whiteman is back on, so the teams are at even strength with 8:33 to play. Third quarter, Team Canada leading by 3. The Aussies on attack. Mundorf. West Green. Green. Passes in front, shot that's wide, but picked up by Whiteman. Whiteman passes in front. Another loose ball, perhaps. Picked up by the Aussies. They retain possession and stay on attack. Ryan Garnsworthy has a brother on the team. He plays goal. He's not playing tonight. West Green. Pass in front and another loose ball, and this one's going to go out of play. And Team Canada gets possession. Gavin Prout plays it into Brody Merrill. Merrill with a little bit of room. He of the long pole loses it. And the Aussies race after it, but here's a ground ball picked up by Taylor Ray. That play is blown down. Interference against the Canadians.
Now they're going to call a little illegal pickoff down there. Taylor Ray was picking up the ball, so turnover.
Nickname for Taylor Ray, the Hunter. Likes to pick off those errant passes and loose balls. Ever the opportunist.
Rookie of the Year in the National Lacrosse League 2 years ago. Playing for the Calgary Roughnecks. And I hope he stays there a while.
Coached by Chris Hall. That's Mundorf. To Mangan. All the way back to Jim Fry. This is what the Aussies did early in the opening quarter. Very, very patient on attack.
And even though they're down 3 goals, they'll still be patient. They're in no hurry. They know they've got lots of time left in this match.
There's a chance. And a loose ball in the crease. It was Mundorf who tried to get the shot away. Canadians come on the attack. Hoare looking for the shot. Gets it. But Warren Brown is there to stop it.
Stephen Hoare demonstrating his quickness and speed there. He blew past the defender and had a good opportunity.
Mundorf. West Green. Green. Fry Fry with the shot. Easy save for Sanderson.
Second time we've seen Fry shoot from that angle, and we're still playing catch with Chris Sanderson from there.
He'll take those all night. Canadians up by 3, 8-5. 5 minutes to play. Third quarter, and there is a wasted opportunity for the Canadians to go on attack.
Yeah, it's like Billy D. Smith wasn't expecting or something. He's looking over and going, I couldn't get it, or I didn't see it, or I wasn't ready. One of the three. In any case, it's Australia ball.
Let's let him come. Let's let him come.
Here we're gonna get a shot of Tom Fair playing some good defense on Mundorf. Here's Mundorf going to net. Fair gets on his stick and knocks him down and lets Chris Sanderson make an easy save.
Back to the live action. Darren Nicholas in control for the Aussies. Tries a move down the left side. Colin Doyle watching carefully against Nicholas. Pass in front and picked off by Team Canada. And the play is blown up.
Interference. Goal ball right here.
They're calling Taylor Ray for interference behind the play there. Stevie Toll picked that one up and got blazing speed himself. They nicknamed Speedin' Stevie Toll in the National Lacrosse League. Plays for the Rochester Nighthawks, and he was on his way, but Ray interfered behind the play.
Mundorf behind the cage, passes in front. Fry to Ardassi. Ardassi has it picked out of his pocket, but Jordan Hall had possession, then lost it.
And I think a great little bit of a feint job by Jordan Hall here. I don't know if he really got knocked over, but he missed the ball and decided he was just going to hit the turf as if he was here. You see him, he picks it up. Is there any real contact here? A little bit. He got the slash on the back of the hip, so embellished it maybe a little bit, but does a fine job and is awarded the ball.
It worked. Team Canada has possession. Jordan Hall to Gavin Prout. Back to Hall. On the far side, Canadians slowing the pace down. Just over 2 minutes to play. Gavin Prout bounces one to Hall. Behind the net. That's Zwicky. Zwicky takes his time. Finds Ryan Ward. Back to Prout. Jordan Hall taking a page from the Aussie playbook here now, being very patient in their offensive setup.
Well, less than 2 minutes to go, and they've got a nice 3-goal lead, and they don't want to give Australia an opportunity late in the quarter to get within 2. So, wise choice by the Canadians here.
John Grant Jr. still has it. Tries to get inside, loses the ball. And the Aussies race for the ground ball and have possession. Breaking down the right side, but he touched the line when he had possession, so it goes over to Team Canada possession.
Ray Philip Long from England right there on the spot to see Tim Fry step on the line. And a big turn. We get a look at it here. Here's Fry coming up just inside. There it is, just on the line. And a good call by official Philip Long, and a great opportunity for Canada with 50 seconds to go in the quarter now to go to net.
Ryan Ward. Team Canada on the attack, leading by 3. We're in the final minute of the third quarter here in London, Ontario. Bounce pass to Ward. Again, the Canadians patiently setting up this attack with less than 20 seconds to go. looking for the final shot, perhaps, of this third quarter, not wanting to turn it over to the Aussies. Hall. Loose ball, and that's exactly what the Aussies have done, but a flag is down.
Well, Canadians are gonna be thrilled with this, and the Aussies are not gonna be pleased. Canadians did a good job here. They started the dodge of the short stick to draw the double team, and then the dump pass underneath, but as the ball arrived, the Aussie player, the defender, with the slash.
Team Canada up by 3 on the Australians here in London, Ontario at the World Championships.
Get them.
About to get underway here at the University of Western Ontario. Team Canada playing the role of the Mustangs here in London, Ontario, leading the Aussies by a count of 8-5. Brian Shanahan saw that slash, Brian.
Well, the Aussie bench was incensed, and I think they have a good argument. That was stick on stick, and Ben Fleming got a penalty for slashing. We'll be sitting there 1 minute. And as I said, the Aussie bench wasn't too happy with that call.
Agree or disagree, Chris Hall?
Well, I think they probably have a case to make, because if you initiate the check and it goes through a stick, and it just so happens that your stick carries through and hits a helmet, it's really a legal check. As long as you got his stick, it's fair game. So I think they do have a case.
Team Canada on attack. Man up. Pass in front. John Grant. Williams. Pass in front. Loose ball. And the Aussies scoop up the ground ball. A lot of traffic down there. Player has lost his stick. Can't pick it up with his hands. And finally the ball goes out of play. And it's Team Canada ball. So the Canadians stay on the attack. A quick goal from out of nowhere. Gavin Prout.
Well, the Aussies got trapped there because they had 2 or 3 defenders out trying to challenge the loose ball, and they really were seeing them, and they're disorganized, and nobody's on the near crease, and the pass just comes from behind the net. Pops out to Williams there. While the Australians are still trying to get organized. Prout looks like he's sweeping around behind the net and sees Williams just hanging on the crease on the backside and flips it over in an empty net goal almost for Williams.
Second goal of the game for Sean Williams.
I would say, though, that goal was probably created by Gary Gait with his great pursuit of the loose ball in the end. He stayed with it and stayed with it, stayed with it, and Canada came up with the loose ball, and Gary stepped in quickly, and while the Aussies were scrambling back.
Snyder and Inge on the face-off, and it's Snyder who picks up the ground ball. And then Snyder loses it, and the Aussies get possession.
Break us down.
Play is blown down, and a flag hits the turf.
Red 2, 4, slash, 1 minute.
Well, I think we may get 2 penalties here, though. They're just going to call the one. The 2 flags went down, and it looks like they're just calling the 1 penalty. John Grant Jr., there he is. Well, that's actually Ryan Ward that committed the slash, but.
Goalie, see it? Go.
Well, there's a couple of culprits you could have nailed there, but it's a man advantage situation for the Aussies. Whiteman
Nobody's going anywhere
to
right
Stiglitz.
now. Okay, now we go. You ready, Tommy? Go.
Russell Brown. And behind the net.
Go get it, Tito. Go ahead, hurry.
Wes Green.
Gotta go. She's there. Go, go, go.
Shot and a save by Sanderson. But the Aussies back up and retain possession.
Well, a goal here. They really need a goal here to start getting in. 9-5. You're going to get a look at this.
Go.
Shot. Goal! David Whiteman. Right on the money.
That's 16 minutes left. A big goal for them. Aussies taking their time to throw it around. Whiteman with a cannon from the outside. Right hand on his wrong side. Here you see the ball just dumped out, and he's just got a little bit of time and room. There's a Mundorf, and there he is. Lots of time and room to pick himself a spot, and he goes across Sanderson's body with a bounce shot in the low corner.
Boy, when you get time to set your feet like that, you can really drive the ball.
Well, it's a goalie's nightmare all the time. If they see a player that's got time and room, they know that they're going to be in a heap of trouble. And these guys are shooting the ball so hard that you don't have much time to react when they have that much time and they can get that much torque on the shot.
Just over 16 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Team Canada's lead is cut to 3, 9-6. Andy Turner waiting for some help to come through the substitution bench. This is Colin Doyle coming out of the field of play. Sean Williams, the goal scorer. John Grant Jr. in the X spot. He'll take those kind of love taps all night. John Grant. Colin Doyle out front now.
Colin Doyle showing a roll dodge, field across field. Colin hasn't played a ton of field lacrosse, but seems to be picking it up.
Sawicki passes in front. Gary Gate. And the Aussies doing a good job at defending and coming up with the ground ball. Garnsworthy. Peter Inge. Wes Green.
Calls it back left.
Mundorf. Mundorf gets it back on the bounce.
Balls it out.
Behind the Canadian cage.
Get across, Tommy. Switch.
It's a couple of taps. Passes in front. And the Aussies retain possession with Mark Mangan.
Tommy Fair got away with a little bit of interference behind the net there as the trailing judge didn't pick up a little bit of a body contact.
Mundorf. See what he can do. Mundorf finds his man. Shot saved by Sanderson. But the Aussies back it up and retain possession. Mundorf. Mundorf waiting for some help. Sets it up. Inge.
Willie's up.
Wes Green directing traffic now.
Tommy's hot.
13.5 minutes to play, fourth quarter. A 3-goal lead for Team Canada. Shot that's wide, but the Aussies are there to scoop up the ground ball.
Blue Jay! Blue Jay!
Mangan.
Get up and push!
Mangan knocked down on a flag is thrown. Shot and a goal! Great effort by Mark Mangan.
Super effort by Mangan. It looked like he was going to get beat. He drew the flag. Carry on. So we're going to see the penalty first here on Mangan. You get a short stick on a short stick. An attack man behind, he loves that. Short stick on short stick. There you see the push from behind and the penalty. The flag goes down. Mangan picks the ball up, gets the double team with the big stick, but then a double stick team, the big stick leaves. And Mangan just comes around the net and jams it in the inside post between Sanderson's legs. Great effort by Mangan. And the penalty was to be wiped out because it was a technical push wiped out by the goal. So they'll start even strength.
So it's a 2-goal deficit facing the Aussies now. Snyder on the draw. Ground ball picked up by Snyder. And Snyder will slow it down. Stephen Hoare. Let's go down to Brian Shanahan. Brian?
Steve, the Aussies are moving the ball so fast up the field that Canada's having a hard time changing their midfielders to get their defensive midfielder specialists on. That last goal, I think Sean Williams and Colin Doyle were on defense, and that's not the matchups that Canada wants to get.
Well, you say you're allowed to have 4 poles on, long poles on defense, but you only want 3 short sticks on attack. So a midfielder's trying to get off an offensive midfielder is always trying to get off the field to get the long pole back on defense. And what Brian's saying is that the Aussies are so quick in transition, they're just not being able to get to do that. So the Canadians get stuck with 3 short sticks and 3 long poles on defense. Not what they want.
Billy D. Smith to Stephen Hoare. Hoare brings it back into the middle.
Keep it in! Keep it in!
Gate to Grant.
Now the Japanese official has his arms in the air, is telling them to keep the Canadians to keep it in the restraining area.
Shot! And I believe the keeper may have got a piece of it, but the Aussies come up with a loose ball.
Left side. We're okay.
And here you see the chance right now. You see 3 short sticks caught. And here's the chance. Oh, I didn't even see what it tells you if it goes off Brown or not. Looking for the ball. But once again, as Brian Shannon pointed out, the Aussies are so quick up the field. The Canadians trapped with 3 short sticks on defense.
Darren Nicholas for the Aussies on attack. Just over 10 minutes to play, fourth quarter. The Aussies down by 2. The shot there is wide, but it's backed up by the Aussies. They retain possession.
The Canadians are so far, they have to go to the long bench, so they're not going to get an opportunity to change, so they'll have to play this whole possession with the 3 short sticks on defense.
Let's go. Find him.
Aussies on the attack. There's a shot well wide, but again, the Australian behind the net backing up.
Stay right there. Okay, media timeout.
Got a timeout on the field. With
Canadians
less than
will be
10 to
happy.
play.
The Canadians will be happy with that because now they'll be able to get their 4 long poles on when play resumes.
It's a 2-goal lead for Team Canada. John Grant with a scoring chance. Big scoring quarter for the Canadians came in the second quarter. They scored 5 times. Brian Shanahan, and your keys of the game. Have the Canadians done what they should have done?
Well, we talked about Canada staying out of penalty trouble, and basically they have. They've taken 5 penalties to Aussie 6, and they wanted to play patient defense, and I think they've done that as well. There's a few other things have been thrown in there. I think as far as the Aussies are concerned, they talked about playing tight defense, riding the ball. I don't think they've done that much, but they have definitely waited for their opportunities, waited for good scoring opportunities. And the coach did mention to me that he felt they were very fit, and they've been using that fitness to run the ball up the field very fast.
All right, here we go.
Well, we'll see how that fitness comes into play in the dying 10 minutes. The Aussies on the attack with possession. Shot from Willard, scores! They're down by 1. Brendan Mundorf.
A great individual effort from Mendorf off the break, and he shows his speed and agility and power, and he just blows up from X. Starts at X behind the net. There you see him. He blows straight up at a north-south dodge. Comes up, fakes the pass. The defender leaves him. He sees time and room, and howitzes one low. And between Sanderson's legs again. Great speed effort. The long pole just gave up on Mendorf when he got high beyond the cage. Thought that he wasn't going to probably take it out. Turned, and Mundorf turned at the same time.
So this face-off becomes important between Snyder and Inge. Just under 9 minutes to play, and the Aussies get possession and come to the attack. Shot, goal! We're tied at 10-9.
Underrated but not an underdog, said Coach Peter Brown at the outset before this game. And here you're going to see Peter Inge doing to Jeff Snyder what Jeff Snyder is used to doing to others. Clamps quicker, gets under the ball, Scoop picks it up, runs down. No point man in the triangle for the Canadians, and right to the cage. There's another look at it. Inge right down. The floodgates open. The point man can't get there quick enough. Easy shot, goal, game tied.
At the last 2 World Championships, Canada came out on top of Australia twice, 14-12 and 15-14. So they were close goal games 4 years ago. This one is going down to the wire. We are tied at 9.
Aussie's in great shape, and Inge again has picked up the draw.
Canadians got a pole on that one, but couldn't get possession. The Aussies have it, and here they come. Looking for 3 in a row to take the lead.
Ball was loose, red interference, goal ball.
We got a loose ball red interference, and it goes back to the Australians.
Daniel Stiglitz taking a pass from the other Stiglitz on this team. Garnsworthy still has it behind the Canadian goal.
Ball's at X. Back right, watch it get right.
Mundorf, who scored a beauty. Mundorf crashing in front, couldn't get the shot away. There's the shot, and a flag is down.
How are you going to get a flag
Red
there?
number 2, slash, 1 minute.
Tommy
Where's
Fair
the ball?
slashing 1 minute. But another great opportunity with tremendous effort by the Australians, who are really demonstrating
Go
their.
here, take it.
Here you see the slash by Fair
Goalie here.
right there, and off the crossbar with a shot by Garnsworthy. Australians get the extra man opportunity for a minute.
Let's see what they can do. Man up. Whiteman. And that was an errant pass, a chance for Canada to take possession, and they've done just that.
Step on. Step on.
An unforced error with the extra man opportunity
Where's the
and
ball?
6.5 minutes left in a tied ball game. They won't
Thought
be
you
happy
had the
there.
ball. Stop the clock. I need a ball. Okay, here we go. Come here, right here. I want you right here.
Pretty
Ball
hard
right
to
there.
play without one. Got to have a ball.
And the Canadians will go back as they would have been double teamed instantly in the offensive zone, being down a man. So they'll go back and run around the goal here with Chris Sanderson, or just try and kill the penalty.
Try to kill as much time as they can. Just over 6 minutes to play in the fourth quarter in a 9-9 tie.
Easy.
If necessary, they will play overtime. Take a break. And 2 4-minute halves. Gavin Prout in possession for Team Canada. 5:40 to play. Jordan Hall. Hall gets it back. Ryan Ward. Ward goes behind the goal. That's John Grant. Grant shot and off the post. But the Canadians retain possession. Shot from outside, and it goes off the line, but the Canadians are there to back it up.
And John Grant Jr., another absolute naked opportunity, just try to put it in too fine. It was a great opportunity to just dump it in an open space in the net for a 10-9 goal, but off the crossbar.
Ryan Ward setting things up for Team Canada. Ward. There's a little bit of space, and then goes too deep. Can't get the shot away. Jordan Hall. Hall sizing things up. Gets a pass, shot, goal, score! Jeff Zwicky! Canada in front, 10-9.
Well, this is all set up by Jordan Hall's east-west dodge. He wants the dodge on Whiteman. He goes east-west, and Takarua slides off of Jeff Zwicky a little bit, and Jordan Hall sees that, dumps it down to Zwicky, and Zwicky cashes, which is the thing he's been doing all tournament. So nicely set up by Jordan Hall. There you see it. Takarua now trying to get back to Zwicky, but Zwicky has all the room he needs.
We talked about Zwicky's strong play at the beginning of our telecast tonight. Been one of the pleasant offensive surprises for Team Canada. And winning the draw, a big one it is Snyder. Snyder has possession. Team Canada comes to the attack with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the fourth quarter, and now in front by 1.
And here's where they'll now start to take some patience and take a bit of time off the clock, and probably will not go to the net unless they really have a strong opportunity. The referees will tell them to keep it in the restraining area if they look like they're not going to net, but they'll be a bit cautious.
A wide open man in front. The bounce shot did not connect. A glorious scoring chance there for Zwicky. Doesn't miss too many like that.
Speaking of wide open opportunities,
John Grant Jr. See what he can do. Can't give him any room. Grant comes in front, scores!
Oh, great dodge from behind the net here on Cam Shepard. John Grant Jr. all by himself, and there's not too many people in the world that can stop this. Here he comes. He's so strong. Gets by the defender, and nobody's going to stop that when he's there. Nice little back thing. He's going backhand, gets his hips in front, gets the stick out in front. And gravy for John Grant Jr.
And we get a timeout on the field. So just when it looked like Canada was on the ropes, the Aussies are coming on strong with 4 straight. John Grant and Zwicky have responded and restored Canada to a 2-goal lead with just under 3 minutes to play in this 4th quarter.
Well, John Grant Jr. last night had that goal taken away, almost a very similar move with about 25 seconds to go. Took the ball from X and got in a great position, scored the disallowed goal. Probably went a little bit early last night, but tonight gets a big one to put Canada ahead by 2.
Let's take a look at those 2 goals that have restored the Canadian lead.
Here's Jordan Hall, starts the east-west dodge. You'll see Takarua just put a stick inside, which he never should have done. And the ball goes from Hall to Zwicky, and bingo. Space for Zwicky with a great shot. And now here we just see the straight power dodge by John Grant Jr. Runs right by him, gets 3 feet of space on him, and nobody to help.
And in the case of Junior, that is way too much space.
It is.
If you're a defender, you give him that kind of space, he's going to score.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't forget Team Canada's game tomorrow against England. That will complete the round-robin portion of the tournament for Frank Nielsen and the Canadian team. And we'll have it for you on CBC's Country Canada beginning at 7:30 tomorrow night, live from TD Waterhouse Stadium here in London, Ontario.
There's still some time to play here, 2:51, but if Snyder can beat Inge on this draw here and they get possession, they'll start breathing a little easier.
Inge was in position. Ball is still loose. Still loose. Still loose. It's anybody's ball. Team Canada comes up with it. Tommy Fair. Canadians will try and kill some time now, surely, with that 2-goal lead. Brody Merrill will slow things down.
Great pursuit of the loose ball. The Canadians stuck with it and stuck with it and stuck with it, and rewarded for their effort on that ground ball.
And that's where fitness comes in late in the game.
No question. The Canadians are as fit as any team here. They've worked hard at it. They take a timeout here now to talk a little bit about where they're going to go with this last 2 minutes and 14 seconds.
He's coming up with you.
Let's listen in.
Think you're going to go over? Sure. They're doing it.
Clutch. Hey, wing play, that's clutch.
2 minutes. Listen up. We got a 2-minute possession. We're up by 2 goals. If you get the opportunity, go for a goal. But make a good shot out of it, right? We got to drive, because all we're going to do is they're going to come at us anyway. So let's make sure we're focused on the passes, we're focused on the shot. Make them suffer if they come after us.
We're going nil and Turner, okay? We're going nil and Turner. The referee on our side, the chief guy's one is going to call. I'm going to watch his trigger, and as soon as it looks like it's over.
I think the point that Frank was trying to make there was focus. Stay focused.
Well, he knows that the Aussies have no choice now but to come after them. So they say, if you're going to come after him, make sure you focus on the pass. And now they're saying, like, looking for players to come to help. Come help the guy with the ball. He's going to be under pressure. Focus on the passes you're going to make.
In the last 2 minutes, the wind has really picked up here. Just over 2 minutes to play. Team Canada leading by 2. You'd think they'd want to hurry up and get this one in. We may not be around to call it the way the wind is blowing right now.
I'm looking to head to Kansas here with that gust. They're trying to bolt things down here, and it looks like we're almost ready to blow away, Steve. Wow, that just came up in a hurry, and it's huge gusts.
It came from nowhere. I don't know if the players are feeling it as much as we are down here.
I think you look at the net down behind Australia. The net has started. You can see the wind in the net and the players' jerseys. Tell how quickly that came up.
Well, the clock is running. Team Canada has possession. Less than 2 minutes to play now in the fourth quarter in this round-robin game between the Canadians and the Aussies. John Grant Jr. doing a good job in buying the Canadians some time.
Now even the cones on the sidelines are starting to blow away. The officials maybe talking about the weather. Oh, Red's going to timeout. Canada's taking their second timeout of the half with 1:46 to go.
And the wind continues to blow here in London, Ontario, but the score favors Team Canada by 2. Welcome back to London, Ontario, where the wind is now howling. Here at the TD Waterhouse Stadium on the campus of the University of Western Ontario. We've got less than 2 minutes to play in this fourth quarter game between Team Canada and the Australians. The Canadians and Frank Nielsen are up by 2.
Well, it's the last time out here with the Canadians just to settle things down. 1:45, 2-goal lead. They're going to run around once again. They're going to get pressured by the Aussies. The Australians are going to be tight on their man and go after. They'll try and have a long pull on a short stick here and strip him. The attack man at the other end will be tough on the long pulls.
Brian Shanahan, what have you got?
Well, it's pretty obvious, but Canada is not going to take any shots here unless they get a wide open chance. But watch for them just try to run around, kill time. And yes, it is windy down here too.
Hang on, Shanny. As the Canadians retain possession behind the cage. The veteran John Grant, a wide open net for Gavin Prout, and he makes no mistake. 12-9 Canada.
Well, that'll seal the deal here for the Canadians. The Aussies forced to put pressure on, went to try to get a double team as Grant got the ball, and Gavin Prout just was left alone, and Junior spots him there, and empty net as the goalie was trying out to take a man too. And in these situations, you almost get the goalie will come out to try the double team to get the ball back, and you see there's nobody in that net because Matt Brown's gone out to double team to see if he try and get the ball back, and they give up the empty goal. It's the risk you take when you're trying to get the ball back and using that tactic.
It's a 3-goal lead for the Canadians. Snyder and Inge on the faceoff. Prout, the 9th different goal scorer for Team Canada in this one. So the Canadians distributing well when it comes to scoring. The Aussies steal one, and then it's a ground ball, and Team Canada comes up with it. They go all the way back to Sanderson, and then Sanderson outlets way downfield and finds Matt Vince. Less than a minute to play. Canadians enjoying a 3-goal lead. Moss bounces one to Sanderson. Sanderson being bothered. Sanderson dishes off
Advance the ball.
to Snyder. Back to Sanderson.
Now they're being told to advance the ball. The far official told Canada to advance the ball, and they went back with the ball, and so it called for a stall, and the ball goes to Australia.
32.5 seconds to play. The Aussies on the attack. Shot wide, but they back it up and will retain position. The Aussies need a couple of goals in a hurry. Great save by Sanderson. Loose ball, but the whistle is blown. Tempers beginning to show in this game between Team Canada and the Aussies.
Jim Moss probably right in the middle of that one, playing with a short stick today. Here you see the ball in the middle. You see Black Sox, Moss and the Australian attackman getting a little bit of a pushing match, Wes Green and Jimmy Moss, and they just sort of continue on a little bit. Nothing too much comes of it. Here you see a little bit of a hit in front. Starts to get a little feisty, a little bit of a cross-check push. Lee D. Smith has something to say, but no penalties.
After all that.
Give me the ball.
Less than 20 to play.
Hey, the ball is right there. The ball is right there. That's right. It was interference. Yeah. Okay.
Ultimately, they called interference on Canada. So with 18 plus seconds left, the Australians are taking a timeout. Steve?
Well, we'll have to see what kind of strategy they can come up with. They need 3 goals to force overtime in less than 20 seconds.
I'd say impossible.
But this is field lacrosse. Anything can happen.
Well, they could get a draw, go down. It's going to take them 4 or 5 seconds to score, and the clock will stop. So now you got 12 seconds. They can go back. Now it's 21 official time. We're just hearing 21 seconds. Now they put that up on the board. Officially 21 seconds. So maybe there is time as we see our first shot of lightning just over top of the scoreboard as we're looking. So hopefully the timeouts won't take too long.
You would think they'd want to get this one done in a hurry. Let's take a look at tomorrow's schedule for the Blue Division here at the World Championships. Japan and the USA kick it off, and then Australia take on the Iroquois Nationals. And we'll have that game for you between England and Canada, the last game of the round robin for the Canadians. And that's live on CBC's Country Canada beginning at 7:30 Eastern Time. The Aussies with possession. Officially 21 seconds to play. The clock is running. It's a ground ball. And it looks as if Team Canada is just going to let the ball roll, and the clock continues to roll. Gary Gate with the ball for Canada. Gate gets the shot away and is blocked in front, and the ball rolls out of play.
Gary Gate going to the net there. If they can get a goal, they're concerned that there might be a possibility of a 2 or 3-way tie. And so they say if it comes down to a goal differential, they'll go to the cage.
And there's the final whistle. This one goes into the books as a Team Canada victory. 12-9 over a very game and determined Australian side, and we knew they'd be tough, and they did not disappoint.
As I say, they're very underrated in this tournament. It seems year after year, or championship after championship, the Aussies are always underrated, but